What's good, YouTube, man? This your boy, man, Jay Willie Silly, man, aka Mr. Take It Easy. For you end the life easy. But make sure y'all follow my Instagram and Twitch, man. In the description down below. Instagram and Twitch, man. Instagram. I don't have an Instagram. I'm sorry, y'all. I've trained myself to say that so many times. You know what I'm saying? That it's kind of embedded in my brain. You know what I'm saying? So y'all, it's going to take a little time to get used to. Make sure y'all follow my Twitch. Subscribe to my second channel. Everything you need to know about your boy Jay. It's in the description down below. We got How One Mistake Ended the Butcher of Uganda. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, y'all, bro, I just did a freaking video before this. It was one of the craziest videos I've ever reacted to known to mankind. You know what I mean? It was the evil design of Hoshi Wash Yosh. You know what I'm saying? That's not the name of it, bro. But, bro, the video was freaking crazy, man. No, don't let my boy Luca, man. For real, don't let my boy Luca, man. You feel me? But that video was insane. And it's really crazy how you got these leaders, you know what I mean, that do such things to innocent people. It's like, how could you want to do stuff to innocent people? Like, it don't make no sense to me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got a 40 on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to come out blazing, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to come out blazing. So it is what it is, man. You feel me? I'm willing to die about my freedom. You know, at the end of the day, I feel like every human deserves respect. Every human deserves freedom. You know what I'm saying? Every human, bro, deserves to be just, like I said, treated with respect. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like at the end of the day, man, that video was very sad. But we got this video right here. If y'all want to go find this video, it will be in the... I'm trying to think about what playlist section I'm gonna put it in. It will be in the True Stories playlist section. You know what I mean? True Story Reactions is what I call it. It won't be in the True Crime. I'll probably put it in the True, because it is a crime what he's doing. But I'll probably put it in the True Crime and the True Story playlist section. It depends. But it'll be in one of those, though. So make sure y'all go look out for it.
For 8 terrifying years,
the Butcher of Uganda
in a death grip. He was a figure of pure brutality, but also of such bizarre behavior that it was hard to look away.
Look, evil come in many colors. That's why we're trying to tell y'all. Evil comes in many colors. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why we're trying to I say that so much, you know what I mean? It's only one race, and that's the human race. Everybody's evil. You know what I mean? Don't try to pinpoint one type of you know, like, oh yeah, the darker people are evil, more evil than the lighter. Man, everybody's evil. Everybody commits crime. Everybody kills. That's just the reality of the world. It don't matter what you are. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what color you are. You are evil. You are a sinner. Nobody's better than the other person. I'm telling you right now. You feel me? It is what it is. I just did a video of white people committing horrific crimes. Now we're doing a video of an African brother committing horrific crimes. You know what I'm saying? Evil come in all shapes and sizes, man, in all colors. You feel me? Ain't nobody better than anybody.
He called himself the conqueror of the British Empire.
So don't even try to think that way.
Wild, unhinged telegrams to world leaders. But the downfall of Idi Amin, the man they called the Butcher of Uganda, wouldn't come from a global superpower. It came from a single, fatal decision to invade a neighboring country. That one mistake sparked a war that brought his bloody reign to a swift, decisive, and long overdue end. This is the story of how a tyrant's arrogance led to his own demise, and how he ultimately escaped all justice.
The rise of a tyrant.
To understand how it all came crashing down, you have to see how it was built. Idi Amin Dada Umi was born around 1925 in northwestern Uganda. He had very little formal education, and in 1946, he joined the King's African Rifles, a regiment of the British colonial army, starting out as an assistant cook. But Amin was a mountain of a man, a fearsome boxer who held Uganda's light heavyweight title for 9 straight years, and he started climbing the military ranks. When Uganda won its independence from Britain in 1962, Amin quickly became a key ally of the new Prime Minister, Milton Obote. Amin helped Obote grab more and more power, and by 1966, he was the commander of the entire armed forces. But that partnership was never going to last. Obote started getting nervous seeing just how much power and influence Amin had with the soldiers. So, on January 25th, 1971, while Obote was out of the country at a summit in Singapore, Amin made his move. He took over the country in a military coup, accusing Obote of corruption and promising to make things stable again. At first, a lot of Ugandans actually celebrated. Amin played the part of a simple soldier, not a politician, and promised he'd hold elections as soon as things calmed down. He even held a grand state funeral for a former king who had died in exile, a move that won him a lot of early support.
Hold on, so you trying to take the position of, you know what I mean, your former, your partner? I got a feeling you're finna execute that man. I got a feeling about that. You know what I mean? You're finna, and that's why I say I don't trust people, man. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? That's why I'm saying, because like I said, bro, the people that hate you be far away, but your enemies be closer to you. The people that hate you, they'll be far away, but your enemies, the people that wants to kill you, be closer to you.
But the mask of the friendly reformer didn't stay on for long, and what lay underneath was the face of one of Africa's most monstrous dictators. Less than a year after he took power, Amin's rule had already turned into a bloodbath. His regime became a synonym for torture and state-sponsored murder. He unleashed his security forces, like the dreaded State Research Bureau, to hunt down and kill anyone he even suspected was an enemy. That building, a simple office on the outside, became a personal murder factory where people were tortured and executed every single day. He started by purging the army of anyone still loyal to Obote.
Hey.
The Acholi and Lango ethnic groups, which had been Obote's biggest supporters, were targeted with unspeakable violence.
Where Obote at?
His list of enemies grew to include judges, academics, religious leaders, journalists.
Religious leaders?
Anyone with a voice. Anyone who might dare to question him.
Oh, he gotta go.
It's estimated.
He gotta go. Anybody that judges, religious, he gotta go. He gotta go. Somebody like that gots to go. He think he God, boy. You think you God, huh? Oh, no, you gotta go, gang. You gotta go.
The voice. Anyone who might dare to question
him. You think he God, bro?
It's estimated that during his 8 years in power, somewhere between 100,000 and 500,000 people were murdered.
Oh my goodness.
Amin reportedly loved to personally torture his victims, earning him the nickname that would stick forever, the Butcher of Uganda. Then, in 1972, Amin made a decision that would wreck his country's economy for decades. He declared what he called an economic war, ordering the expulsion of Uganda's entire Asian population. Tens of thousands of people, mostly of Indian and Pakistani descent. He gave them just 90 days to leave, forcing them to abandon their homes, their life's work, and their businesses.
Like, who are you? Like, that's why it's just like the audacity when it comes to humans, bro. It's like, who the freak are you to tell me to leave my home? Like, bro, who the freak are you to tell me I got 90 days to leave my home? Who are you, bro? Like, what, bro? Like, bro, you got to, like I said, you got to kill me, bro. Tell me I got to leave my home, my businesses, where I live. You human being telling me I got to live. These folks, bro, the audacity of some human beings is just funny to me, bro. It's hilarious.
Those businesses, which were the backbone of Uganda's entire economy, were handed over to his loyal friends, who had no idea how to run them. The result was an immediate and total economic collapse that Uganda wouldn't recover from for a generation. Through it all, Amin's behavior grew more and more bizarre. He gave himself a ridiculously long list of titles, including His Excellency, President for Life, Field Marshal Al-Haji, Dr. Idi Amin Dada, VC, DSO, MC, Lord of all the beasts of the earth and fishes of the seas, and conqueror of the British Empire in Africa in general and Uganda in particular. He would send unhinged telegrams to world leaders, at one point even praising Adolf Hitler. This toxic mix of pure terror and circus-like absurdity made him a global spectacle, a living symbol of tyranny. For years, Amin's most tense relationship was with his southern neighbor, Tanzania. The country's president, Julius Nyerere, was a good friend of Milton Obote, the man Amin had overthrown. Nyerere gave Obote and thousands of Ugandan exiles a safe place to live, and he flat out refused.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened to him, because he was killing everybody that was close to Obote. So basically, you just backstab Obote. Obote welcomed you with open arms, bro. You just backstabbed him just because you wanted his position. So you were jealous of Obote. You know what I mean? But I was wondering what happened to Obote. I'm like, damn, you killing everybody that's close to Obote. What happened to Obote? Well, you know, Obote, you know what I mean, slipped the range, you know what I mean? He slipped over there to, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, you got to handle my boy over here, man. My boy over here, he disrupting Uganda. Bro has no filter, you know what I mean? So you got to handle bro for real.
And thousands
people like him, he has to go.
A safe place to live, and he flat out refused to recognize Amin's government. The tension was always there, with Amin constantly threatening to invade and even challenging Nyerere to a boxing match. Back in 1972, a group of Ugandan exiles tried to invade from Tanzania to get rid of Amin, but they failed, which only made things worse. By late 1978, Amin's regime was starting to rot from the inside. The economy was a disaster, and people were getting restless, even in his own army. He was facing assassination attempts and mutinies, and desperately needed something to distract everyone. He found it by turning his aggression outward. In October 1978, a mutiny broke out among his troops, and some of them fled across the Tanzanian border. Using this as his excuse...
You gotta understand, bro, treating people that's under you, like, good, like, bro, you're not treating people like... That's why you're getting assassination attempts. Now your own people gonna want to kill you. But they know if they kill you, they know everything can go back to normal. You the reason why all this happening, bro. You the reason for people pain. You the reason why the economy dropped. You the reason why all these bad things are happening to Uganda. So it's like even your soldiers, bro, getting tired of it, bro. I'm telling you, bro, the people that you always take this, bro, for any of y'all that can be a future boss, always treat your employees good. Always treat your... I don't know why people don't understand that. You treat your employees good, they gonna want to work for you. They gonna want to respect you, bro. They gonna want to, like, you can't expect people to respect you when you an a-hole. You can't expect people to repay you with respect, to repay you with honor when you're not giving them respect and honor, bro. It doesn't work that way. It don't matter if you the most bloodiest you see, bro, the butcher of Uganda, you still getting assassination attempts, bro. You getting threats and everything. Even your soldiers, bro, trying to, you know what I'm saying? You did more bad than good. You didn't do good for real, bro. You did more bad than good, bro. You know, so if you loyal to your soldiers, your soldiers going to be loyal to you. If you good to your soldiers going to be good to you. They'll die for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I be saying. I just don't be understanding why even bosses be treating their employees like that, like a bunch of trash, bro. It's never going to turn out good for you at the end. It's better to treat them good than bad.
Amin launched a full-scale invasion of Tanzania. His army poured into the Kagera salient, a strip of Tanzanian land. They looted, they killed civilians, and on November 1st, Amin officially announced he was annexing the entire region. It was a massive miscalculation. Amin had completely underestimated Julius Nyerere. The invasion finally convinced Nyerere that talking was over. The threat of Idi Amin had to be removed for good. On November 2nd, 1978, President Nyerere declared war on Uganda. He mobilized the Tanzania People's Defense Force, or TPDF, and prepared for a massive counterattack. The Tanzanian army swelled from around 40,000 troops to over 100,000, bringing in police, prison guards, and militia. Crucially, Nyerere also managed to unite the different groups of Ugandan exiles, who formed their own army, the Uganda National Liberation Army, UNLA, to fight alongside the Tanzanians. Amin was cocky. He was getting help from his ally, the Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi, who sent thousands of troops and a ton of military gear. But Amin's own army wasn't what it used to be. It was demoralized, disorganized, and full of soldiers who were more interested in looting than in fighting. They were no match for the Tanzanian-led coalition. The Tanzanians and the UNLA pushed Amin's forces out of Kagera and then crossed the border, beginning a slow, steady march into Uganda. They had a huge tactical advantage. Amin's Libyan allies were stuck on the roads with their tanks and heavy vehicles, but the Tanzanians were masters of moving through the bush. They used surprise tactics, slipping through swamps and forests to outflank their enemies again and again. In one battle after another, Amin's army was crushed. His soldiers often just abandoned their Libyan allies and ran. By early April 1979, the coalition was at the gates of the capital, Kampala. The final battle for the city...
This is what I be saying, y'all. You fighting another man's war. Where all I'm saying is, if you gonna start a war, be in the war then. That's what I be saying when it comes to these world leaders. You back sending your freaking, you back sending your comfortable, you back sending comfortable while people dying for you. You want to start a war? Be out there in the war then. That's what I be saying. You're fighting other people's wars. You fighting a man's war because he got pride. You think I'm finna die for a man like this? That you dying for another man's pride. And it's still like that today. Always fighting another man's war. This is another man's war you fighting. I try to tell y'all, man, and I keep saying it. Dude, you don't even know what you're fighting for. Freedom, okay, cool, man. Freedom, okay, cool. But you don't even know who you're killing, bro. You're just going off what the world leaders say. This is the bad guy. How you know they don't look at you like you're the bad guy? How you know you're not bad in their eyes? You all getting brainwashed? Every single military personnel is convinced that this country is the bad guy. It can go from Ukraine, go from Russia, go from us, go to... Everybody think each other is the bad guy. You're not the only one. You're not the only one that think you're the good guy. You're not. You're fighting another man's war. I refuse to fight another man's war. Them folks ain't did nothing to me. I don't give a dang what you say. I don't give a F if you say, oh, they're bad. They didn't did nothing to me. I don't even know this man that you're trying to send me to kill. Who is he? He ain't did nothing to me, but I'm finna go kill him just because of your orders? Not as stupid as I am. Fighting for freedom. Yeah, all right. Know what I'm saying? So what they fighting for? Because you invaded their country. So what you fighting for? Fighting for power, bro. You're not fighting for freedom. I tell you, that's most of the fights now, bro. Power. You know what I'm saying? You're fighting for power, bro. Fighting because of pride. There be a lot of stuff that be in there, bro. It's a lot of wars that can be. It's a lot of wars that can be de-escalated, bro. There's a lot of wars that don't even have to be war. A lot of wars that's going on. It doesn't have to be that. You know what I'm saying? It's just humans being humans, bro. I'm gonna fight another man's war. Free. It's just me, bro. If I don't want to fight no war, I ain't gotta fight no war. Simple as that.
April 10th. The very next day, on April 11th, 1979, the Liberation Forces marched into Kampala. They were met by massive crowds, cheering and celebrating in the streets. After 8 long years, the terror was finally over. The butcher's reign was done.
Escape from justice, they didn't even get that.
As Kampala fell, Idi Amin ran. He got on a plane, supposedly with 4 of his wives and dozens of his children, and fled. He first landed in Libya, thanks to his friend Gaddafi. He later bounced to Iraq before finally getting an offer to settle in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The Saudi government gave him asylum and a very comfortable life. A home, servants, and a generous monthly paycheck. On one single condition: he had to stay out of politics. And that's how one of the 20th century's most evil dictators spent the rest of his life, in quiet, peaceful luxury. He was never held accountable. He never saw the inside of a courtroom for the torture, the mass murder, or the complete ruin he brought upon his life.
I say, it's some people that live like, not everybody live by the sword and die by the sword. You know what I'm saying? that is right when it comes to a lot. When it comes to um a lot of people. Like it's a lot. But you got some people that's done evil things and that hasn't died. That lived their whole life. You know what I'm saying? Honestly. You feel me? So it's just like, yeah, you got some people that, that's like him that live their whole life.
Country. On August 16th, 2003, Idi Amin died of multiple organ failure in a hospital in Saudi Arabia. The butcher of Uganda escaped justice, dying a free man thousands of miles from the nation he so brutally terrorized. The fall of Idi Amin left Uganda a broken nation. His regime didn't just shatter the economy, it tore society apart and left behind deep psychological scars that are still healing today. The country fell into a new era of chaos and conflict that would last for years, until Yoweri Museveni finally took power in 1986. For Tanzania, the war was a moment of immense national pride, but it came at a staggering financial cost that strained their own fragile economy. Ultimately, Idi Amin's downfall was a direct result of his own blinding arrogance. His unprovoked attack on a neighbor was the final straw for a patient leader who could no longer look the other way. Amin's story is a chilling lesson in the dangers of absolute power and the catastrophic damage a single dictator can inflict. And while the man himself was never punished, his overthrow is proof that even the most terrifying regimes can be brought to their knees. His legacy is one of pure infamy and tragedy, a brutal reminder of why we must always stand against tyranny wherever it rears its ugly head. If you found this story compelling...
Oh, crazy, man. It's freaking crazy, man. You feel me? I didn't even know who this man was, but dang, bro, like, it was freaking crazy. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's only God to judge you. I can't judge you, bro. Like I said, it is what it is. And hopefully you got your life right, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say. But that's crazy, man. I didn't even know about you, bro. But it's crazy to know, man.